Hey everybody, this is John, and this is the Real Man RomCom Review. My review of the 6 movies from Hallmark and Great American Family for the weekend of November 11th through 13th, 2002. In 6th place, and last place, worst movie of the week, Christmas Sweethearts, which aired Sunday, the 13th of November on Great American Family. Now, Ashley Seaver runs an event planning business, and her friend Liam has a catering business, and Ashley and Liam have been working together quite a bit over the last 4 years. Now, while scanning her social media feed, Ashley sees a photo of her old high school sweetheart, Grant Hines, at his family's lodge in their hometown of Harmony. Ashley is planning to head back to Harmony in a week for Christmas. But when Liam comes over to exchange their annual ornament gifts with each other, he notices Ashley is packed and ready to go home. Now, Liam will be watering the plants while Ashley is gone, and there's this whole thing about don't kill the plants and so on and so forth. So Ashley gets to Harmony, and when asked why she's going back early by her family, Ashley says she doesn't know. Right. We all know where this is going. While the family is at the tree lot getting a tree, Ashley runs into Grant. Excited to see each other, Grant suggests that she and Ashley have dinner and catch up on things. Ashley gets all excited about her pending date with Grant, and Liam tells Ashley over the phone that she should temper her excitement, but she wants no part of that. Now, Ashley's supposed to decorate the tree with the family that evening, but blows them off for her date with Grant. Now, Grant picks Ashley up and takes her to his lodge. And as they're sitting and talking, in comes Bella, who is a big deal influencer and Grant's new girlfriend. Ashley makes a hasty retreat. What a bitch. She couldn't even stay and hang out. She had to, whatever. Anyway, so Ashley calls Liam with the news that Grant has a girlfriend. You can clearly see that while Liam has feelings for Ashley, Ashley has squarely put him in the friend zone. When Grant and Bella come the next morning to check on Ashley, who claims that she had altitude sickness. What the hell is altitude sickness? I've never heard of that in my life. But anyway. So at that same time, the family and Liam all happen to arrive at that moment, where Ashley introduces Liam as her new boyfriend. Oh, what a tangled web we weave. Another fake relationship for the holidays movie. Anyway, the couples go ice skating, where we learn that Bella is a total spazoid, okay? And Ashley thinks it's okay to bring drinks on the ice, and it's, anyway. And despite dating 3 months, Bella thinks that something is off in her relationship with Grant. Well, there sure is something off. It's because she's a spaz, and Grant doesn't like her, and Ashley's after Grant, and so on and so forth. And anyway, so Bella and Grant are throwing a kickoff party at the lodge. I mean, Bella has planned nothing, and Ashley, being an event planner, has decided to help plan the event, which will keep her close to Grant. Now, while planning the party, Grant and Ashley remember the good old days back in high school when they were dating, and the more they talk, Grant starts to ignore Bella, and they start getting closer, and so on and so forth. And despite all that, Liam again cautions her to check herself when it comes to Grant. But as they spend more time together planning the party, Grant and Ashley continue to relive their past. Okay? Well, okay. Look, I have to stop here. I mean, at this point, I'm not rooting for Grant and Ash. I'm not rooting for Grant and Bella. And I'm not rooting for Liam and Ashley. I actually feel sorry for Liam because he has to put up with Ashley and all her nonsense. Anyway, to make this long story short, Bella catches Grant macking on Ashley, and Bella leaves Grant, and party's canceled. Now, Liam confesses he has a deeper feeling for Ashley, and that's it. He can't do it anymore. He's going back home. Now, the next day, because after all, tomorrow is another day, Ashley decides to invite the town to the lodge for the party that got canceled. Anyway, during this process, she finds Bella out in the park, makes up with Bella, and gets Grant to come to. At the party, she comes, she makes up with Grant, and all that. Liam eventually arrives. They kiss. Woohoo! Anyway, look, this movie is bad. Just put it on your skip list. Don't even bother. Save yourself the time and watch Just Friends. My number 5 movie this week is The Royal Nanny, which aired Saturday, the 12th of November on the Hallmark channel. Now, Officer Claire Champion is working undercover at His Majesty's Christmas charity. A suspicious package has been passed between 2 targets. Giving chase, the agents of security service get the package but fail to capture the targets. Now, the package contained a teddy bear with a microdot implanted in its eye, and the microdot contained detailed information on Kensington Palace, home of Princess Rose, first in line to the throne, and the rest of the family. So they have a mole at the palace. Now, Officer Champion is going to be placed at the palace as the royal nanny, while her partner, Officer Wallace, will be on the palace security detail. Now, Claire is an orphan who's never had a family, so she tries to beg off of this assignment. But her request is denied. She is sent to Devonshire Academy, where Judith Lansbury, a.k.a. Scary Poppins, has trained royal nannies for the last 30 years. Now, at this training, Claire is given an umbrella, which Scary Poppins demonstrates how it can be used to defend herself. I mean, after all, a royal nanny must always be prepared for rain. Anyway, at the castle, Claire is introduced to the family as Claire Carter. Being told that the kids are rather good at pulling pranks on previous nannies, Claire foils all the kids' attempts to prank her. And then Uncle Colin, 4th in line to the crown, brother of Rose, arrives and helps the kids try to set up the old cup of wet pasta on the door gag, which Claire also foils, spilling the contents on Colin's head. Now, Prince Edward, Rose's husband, is off on military duty and will not be home for Christmas. And her youngest, Prince Robert, wants his mother to help him on a school project, but Rose's personal assistant, Olivia, says she is too booked to be able to help. Okay, now, who's the freaking boss here? I mean, she's the prince, why does anyway. So the kids after school, the kids go over to Uncle Colin's house, and when he gets there, he doesn't let the nanny in. And this doesn't go over very well with Claire, who doesn't think very much of Colin to begin with. Later that evening, an alarm goes off in the middle of the night, and Claire finds Princess Rose in the kitchen making bag lunches for the kids. Now, Rose confides to Claire that she's struggling with the work-life balance between her royal duties and her motherly duties. Anyway, the next day, Officer Wallace opens the door to the car the kids take to the school, where piles of ornaments fall out of the door. Now, when I saw this, I thought, the kids played a prank on him. Nope. What we find out is that Claire actually pulled this prank in conjunction with Officer Wallace to win over the kids. Now, good old assistant Olivia, well, she's not very amused, and Claire comes to think that there's something suspicious about Olivia, and she thinks that she may be the mole. Now, the agents back at security service go looking at the CCTV cameras and find out that Colin has handed some kind of package off to the targets that they chased at the beginning of the movie, so now Colin is also a suspect. So after meeting with Scary Poppins, Claire invokes the Lansbury Nanny Protocol, meaning she must be within arm's length of the kids at all times. And so Colin finally relents and lets her into his house, where he finds out it's all games and fun, and she is inducted into the Royal Fun Club. Okay, so that's great. So while they're out shopping for a gift for their mother later in the day, good old Amanda Young attempts to kidnap the kids but fails. Now, Amanda is the person one of the people that they tried to at the beginning of the movie, who was trying to get the package. Anyway, Claire gets Princess Rose's plane grounded so that Rose can help Robert with his project. And Rose, Colin, Claire, and the kids have a fun time playing reindeer ring toss, so on and so forth. Now, at the big Christmas party, Colin invites Claire to be his +1. And Claire goes off during the party and goes and gets ready. But oh my God, woman, have you ever heard of a comb? Brush your hair. Some mousse, some comb, something. Anyway, please, God, help that woman's hair. So finally, the next day, the family's handing out gifts at the Christmas charity. And good old Amanda Young attempts another kidnap of the kids, but Claire foils her with her umbrella. Now, while they don't get the kids, they do get Colin. And getting back to the thing, to the palace, D.G. Taylor fires Claire, but Rose says no dice. So good old Olivia is brought in for questioning, where we discover that she is giving the 411 to the gossip rags for some big cool dollars. Now, Scary Poppins does her own little investigation and discovers that Price, who is Prince Colin's security detail, used to work with Amanda Young. Now, discovering where Colin is being held, Claire goes into the facility and using her umbrella, because remember, you must always be prepared for rain, she takes out the guards and saves Colin. Now, D.G. Taylor was arrested for being the mastermind of the plot to kidnap these kids because they were going to shut down security service. Finally, back at the castle, Colin arrives, and who does he have with him but Dad, Prince Edward, who was relieved of duty when the kidnapping took place. Claire is then called by the king, who invites her to come to the royal palace for Christmas. Claire and Colin do a little kissy-kissy, and the kingdom is saved. Okay, so, this movie is James Bond meets Mary Poppins, and believe me, this did not meet the mark. I mean, look, at the beginning of the movie, when they're trying to do the undercover thing, Claire keeps putting her hand to her ear while she's on her stakeout, over the thing. I mean, come on. Did she not get training at the same place where James Bond did? I mean, look at Casino Royale. It's a sure giveaway. You don't put your hand up to your ear. Anyway. Now, we were told at the beginning that these kids were pranksters, but they only did like 3 of these little weak pranks in Claire's room when she first got there. She put one of those things that pop out of the can when you open it up. They put one of those in her desk, and they put some cardboard over the tap in the sink to make the water come out. And they did some other lame gag. And I mean, that was really it. I mean, once Claire busted them, they quit trying. I mean, that was it, I would have loved to have seen them have more of a war with Colin and the kids against Claire. And it was just a real missed opportunity to elevate this movie and have fun. Well, I wanted to like this movie. And there are cute moments in the movie, but it just isn't enough to rescue this movie. So for a Saturday movie, which is usually Hallmark's big night, this movie truly missed the mark. So I'm putting this on my worth watch list, but don't seek out trying to find it. My number 4 movie this week is Our Italian Christmas Memories, which aired Saturday, the 12th of November on Hallmark Movies and Mysteries. Now, the movie starts off, it's Christmas Eve, 1995, and Nonna, a.k.a. Donata, Nonna is grandmother, is making her famous sugo sauce. And her husband, Vincent, a.k.a. Nano, says that it tastes like home. Nana wishes someone would learn her recipe, but nobody seems interested in learning. We jump to present day, Nona has passed away, and Vincent is now suffering from Alzheimer's. Now, their daughter Madeline lives with Nona as a caregiver, and Madeline's kids are sending her to Hawaii for Christmas. So Anna, the oldest, who is an adjunct sociology professor, is coming home to stay with her Nano while mom is out in Hawaii. Then Anna has a younger sister, Ella, who is married to Natalie, and Natalie is pregnant. And Ella and Nanny runs Coluccia Farms, the family tomato farm that they've owned for nearly 50 years. Then Ella has tired and is done and wants to sell the farm and focus on raising a family. Anna also has a younger brother, RJ, who's a sous chef at his girlfriend's restaurant. And on his own, RJ makes this risotto dish, which the chef tries, and it's close, but it's not quite right, and so on and so forth. But Anna takes Nona then off to meet Dr. Greg, the neurologist, and discovers that he's a lot worse off than she thought. So they make the suggestion they need something to help get his brain going, so they decide to search out and cook the sugo. Now, going through Nona's things, they can't find her recipe, so they're going to have to figure this out somehow. Now, Nona plays cards at the senior center with the local butcher who remembered Nona's weekly meat order. And then at the grocery store that Nona always shopped at, they discover that she's always used anchovy oil in her sugo sauce. Now, back at the restaurant, Chef Daniel tells RJ that risotto dish that he tried was now going to be on this Friday's menu, and the family's going to come and eat there that night. Now, Anna then, going through the garage, she finds the last box of Nona's stuff. There's no recipe in there, but she finds Nona's sweater, which she pulls out and to remember her grandmother. Now, later that day, the family goes to the Christmas parade where Nano sees Nona's or whatever, old friend Diana Rose. And Diana remembers that there was a mix of vegetables that was in this sauce. So now while time's running out and they kind of have the general idea of the ingredients, they just don't know how it all comes together. So Friday night comes and the family goes to the restaurant, and prior to the family getting there, RJ is killing it in the kitchen. But when the family gets there, he panics, he burns the dishes, he gives up on himself, and he tells Chef Daniel, I can't do it. And eventually RJ brings out the meal to the family, and the family's all excited, and he has to tell them, I'm sorry, I didn't make it. And that's the way it goes. Now, at the restaurant, RJ eventually apologizes to Chef Daniel as well as his girlfriend. And Chef Daniel decides that he wants RJ to come up with a new special for their New Year's menu. Back at the house, Anna puts on Nona's sweater, and looking in the pocket, she pulls out what else but the long-lost sugo recipe. So that evening on Christmas Eve, Anna gives the family everybody a present, and it's a framed copy of the recipe and a picture of Nona. So they all decide it's time to go out and make the sugo recipe together as a family. So we get this great montage of the family making sugo. Well, good old Dr. Greg arrives, and being a Ukrainian, he brings pierogies for dinner. Now, they bring out the dinner. Nano tastes it, the sugo, and what does he say? It tastes like home. Anna decides that she's going to stay in Pennsylvania to be with the family and Dr. Greg, where they end up kissy-kissy, Bon Natale. So this was my favorite movie of the Hallmark movies and mysteries so far. I totally bought into all the characters and all their individual stories, and knowing that my father's going through his own struggles with memory right now, it was hard to watch Beau Bridges go through the problems that he had with his memory challenges. But, it still wasn't overbearing to the storyline. Look, the moral of this story is very simple. If your granny or mama or Nona or whatever it is, if she's got some kind of famous dish that she makes, somebody better write the damn thing down and learn it before it's lost forever. I mean, look, my wife was smart enough. She's learned how to make her grandmother's chicken and dumplings, her mama's beef stew, her stepmother's biscuits, and my stepmother's pecan pie. And boy, does my waistline show it. Okay, anyway. So, hey, listen, if you've liked these reviews of this movie and it's made you hungry, well, sorry about that. But if you have enjoyed them, well, give me some thumbs up. And if you want to hear my review of the top 3 movies for this weekend, subscribe to my channel, ring the bell to be notified when new videos drop. And thanks for watching the Real Man RomCom review, and Merry Christmas.